It's high school volleyball, and you're home for local high school sports, 104.9 KLMJ. I'm John Mowinkle coming to you from the brand new Hampton-Dumont-CAL gym. Tonight, the Bulldog volleyball team will begin their season by playing host to West Fork in non-conference action. Once again, welcome to tonight's broadcast as the volleyball season finally gets underway, getting set for a first serve at about 7 o'clock p.m., though it appears it may start just a little bit early. So we will see if that does in fact happen. But Hampton-Dumont-CAL is coming off their best season since 2011. They went 17-12 last year. West Fork was under 500 last year at 10-14. But both programs have some key returning contributors from their teams last year. Hampton-Dumont-CAL has a couple of returning juniors in the starting lineup, including Addison Albers and Madison Helskove, who were second and third on the team in kills, respectively, last season. This team has no seniors, in fact. So Albers and Helskove, certainly the big leaders, along with fellow junior Kenley Hansen, who's going to be playing a much larger role for the Bulldogs this year. And meanwhile, West Fork looks to bounce back from a little bit of a down year last year. They graduated quite a bit of talent, but Briley Dickman is back as the leading kill leader. Returning kill leader, that is. Abby Schoening in the setter position did some great things for the Warhawks last year as well, so they'll be some of the players to watch for West Fork. I got a chance to talk to Hampton-Dumont-CAL volleyball coach Sarah Miller about the season, so we will play that interview right now. I'm being joined on Radio On The Go Sports by Hampton-Dumont-CAL volleyball coach Sarah Miller as we talk about the upcoming 2025 season. And Coach, thanks for taking some time. Always a pleasure to talk Bulldog volleyball with you. Before we start out, you're back as the head coach this year. I know you had stepped down at the end of last season, but coming back this year, what was that like for you? Over this last off season, ultimately, ending up back here as the head volleyball coach?
I think it really gave me the opportunity to think about what was important to me. I think thinking about where I was at the end of last season and going through my administration coursework, I graduated in July with my administrative degree, and at this point in time, personally for me, I'm just not quite ready yet to begin that journey and reflecting and knowing and understanding how important volleyball, the program itself means to me, but also the players and the girls. And I just felt like it was best that I continue to something that I'm so very passionate about and want to continue to see this program build and succeed. And so I feel like for me right now, it is where I need to be.
All right, so talking about some personnel here. Graduated a lot of seniors last year, but a couple of returning starters, including Addison Albers, second on the team in kills last year. Also, Madison Helskove coming back for her junior season. So you got a couple of big hitters returning to the varsity lineup. When it comes to those two and kind of stepping into a little bit more of a leadership role, tell me about them and what you're kind of expecting their contributions to be here this year.
I don't think I could have asked for any better two returning players that have that varsity experience. Both Addie and Madison have really taken it upon themselves to be those leaders in the gym that I know and see in them. And we also, I feel like, had a perfect situation where those two, along with Kenley Hansen, also an incoming junior, were voted upon by their teammates as captains. And it just really sets this wonderful tone for our program. These three amazing girls who are developing into leaders and are growing our program. They're setting the tone both on the floor and outside of the gym on what it means to be a Bulldog. I think it's, just like I said, great opportunity for these girls to step in these positions and be those leaders and be the confident builders for our underclassmen coming in.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but no seniors on the team this year, right? That's got to be something pretty unique, huh?
You are correct. I actually have not had that yet in my coaching career, but again, I think it's an amazing opportunity to continue to really focus on what is important, those foundational skills in volleyball, and how we can use those to build upon just getting better each and every day and being the best that we can be, competitive with each other, competitive with ourselves, and really being in control of what we want Bulldog volleyball to be.
especially for all the newcomers to the varsity team. What do you think are some of the biggest lessons they were able to learn from all those seniors last year? A group that really helped set the tone for this program, recording your guys' first winning season in quite a few years. How did that kind of set the tone for now the future of this program coming up?
I think whenever you have a senior class that has such an amazing impact on our program and being able to um, basically take those underclassmen under their wing, they did such an amazing job. Like I said, kind of setting that tone of how the expectations have just continued to rise over the past few years. They had such amazing chemistry and teamwork, positivity, and just the skill level. And so I think they have really helped just show, especially, the ones who were around in the gym when they were there, what we want practices to be like, how we want to interact with one another. And I think that these girls currently take that, plus they're going to obviously add their own. And so it's just really special. When you lose such a big group like that, I think that there is impact that they still leave in the gym with us every day.
And another new thing with the school is you guys get to play in a brand new gym. What's that been like for you guys? Or I guess have you been able to practice in there at all, or is it going to be a brand new once you step in for that first match here next week?
Yeah, we're going to take each day, one day at a time, and practice wherever we have the opportunity to be. Right now, we haven't quite been able to be in there, but I know that it will be in the near future. And when you say we're excited, we are excited. We had the opportunity to actually step foot in there, and you can just see the excitement on the girls' faces. I think just really being proud about the space that our community is providing for us is very, very key. And so it's going to be super exciting the time that we actually get in there. I think it's going to be emotional because it's something that these girls deserve, and it's a big thank you to the community for making that happen.
You bet. Just a couple questions left for you here. When it comes to the first part of the schedule, you'll open up the season by hosting West Fork here on August 28th, Thursday, August 28th, and then on the road to St. Edmund, and you host Clarion Goldfield Dows to kind of get things rolling in North Central Conference play. So, what's your take on this first portion of the schedule?
We're going to take each day, one day at a time, like I've said many times before, because we have to just be ready for what's in front of us and really focusing on what can we control, what can we develop, what can we grow. So I think that right now we're going to focus on our basics, focus on those fundamentals, and make sure that we have the skills down so that we can perform how we need to perform. So really focusing on ourselves, worrying about us. Obviously, we'll watch game film and we'll do what we can, but the main focus is going to be us and how we can set ourselves up for success by being in control what we can control.
All right, that's Hampton-Dumont-CAL volleyball coach Sarah Miller joining us here on Radio on the Go Sports. Appreciate the time today.
Thank you so much.
Let's meet the starting lineups. First of all, for the road team, West Fork. Number 3 is a senior Abby Schoening. Number 6 is sophomore Zeta Huff. Number 7, sophomore Aisley Winfrey. Number 9 is senior Madison Johnson. Number 10 is senior Jennifer Ramirez. Number 11 is senior Briley Dickman. And number 15 is junior Brooke Rother. No positions listed for West Fork except for libero Madison Johnson. And for the home team, Hampton-Dumont-CAL, number 2 is a junior center, Kenley Hansen. Number 3 is sophomore middle hitter, Noelle Hansen. Number 4 is freshman libero, Kendall Eilderts. Number 7 is junior outside hitter, Addison Albers. Number 10, junior right side hitter / DS, Elsie Cooper. Number 12 is junior middle hitter, Marin Subert. Number 14 is junior outside hitter and setter, Madison Helskov. Head coach of the Bulldogs is Sarah Miller. Head coach of the Warhawks is Emily Grayman. Stoked you're with us here on 104.9 KLMJ. It should be electric. Franklin County's volleyball teams meet up. It's always a good one. Except for last year, it was a 3-set-to-none sweep by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. We are underway. The Bulldogs serve it from right to left. Here's a set to the left side by the Warhawks. It's Dickman, and a nice dig is made on the other side by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It's a left side attack to the back line, just inside, and that's a point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. It was a left side and attack and a slam by Addison Albers. Junior outside hitter records the first kill of the season for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And here comes Kenley Hansen back to serve. It is playable for the Warhawks and a free ball over on the right side. The dig is made by Eilderts of the Bulldogs, but unreturnable. And the point goes to West Fork. It was a soft tap over the net by Huff of the Warhawks. Ricocheted off of Eilderts of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, ended up being unreturnable, ricocheted out of bounds. First ever event in this brand new gym. We are tied at 1-1 here in this opening set between the Warhawks and the Bulldogs. Free balled into the net by Rother. It was tipped by the Bulldogs. They thought it was going to be 4 hits. Now they blow the whistle. 4 hits is the violation on West Fork. Yeah, that was a very late stoppage there, but they ultimately do get the call right. West Fork hit it 4 times, and that's another point to the Bulldogs. They lead it now 2-1. Back to serve right now, Albers of the Bulldogs. A hard serve, angles to the back row, and that's going to be an ace. An ace for the Bulldogs as West Fork's Aisley Winfrey bumped it off the side of her outstretched fists, and it floated on over into the stands and out of play. This serve goes into the net. A service error that time around by Albers. And the first service error for the Bulldogs of the match. Hampton-Dumont-CAL is wearing the black jerseys with white numbers in text, narrow red outlines, black shorts. Libero jersey is white with black numbers in narrow red outlines. West Fork with a serve now. Hampton-Dumont-CAL leads at 3-2, now 3-3. Ends up being unreturnable for the Bulldogs. Ended up being a misplayed in the back row by Albers and not able to get it to a teammate on time. So we're tied up at 3, no kill assigned there. Here's a left toward the middle of the net. Softly tapped over by Helskov of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. She dives and makes the dig. Or check that, that was Hansen of HD-CAL on the diving dig. Now it's floating over to the near side, lands just inside the line, and that is a point to West Fork. The Warhawks now lead it 4-3. He'll go down to the books as a long cross-court kill by Aisley Winfrey, and West Fork has their first kill, gives them a 4-3 lead. Here's a running dig made by Albers, free balled over the net, but it lands just on the line apparently. Holy smokes, an extremely close call. And checking the replay of that one, yeah, it definitely hit the line, so the line is considered in, so correct call that time around. And here comes a serve by the Bulldogs. Over the net it goes with Kendall Eilderts, and that's going to be an ace. It was tipped by the Warhawks. Unreturnable, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL now extends the lead to 5-4. Second service ace of the night, and that one sails long. So Eilderts follows up a service ace with a service error, and now we are tied at 5 here in this opening set. Bulldogs again had their best season since 2011 last year. 17-12. Though were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs at Union, 3-0. Nevertheless, took a fantastic step forward as a program. Graduated a fair amount of talent. Several all-conference players as well. And now Dickman goes back to serve for West Fork, which leads at 6-5 here in set number 1. It's received to the back row of Hampton-Dumont-CAL by Albers. Left side attack, Helskov, and what a dig on the other side by Dickman. A set by Hansen behind the back, and an underhand bump over the nets by Elsie Cooper. A soft bump met by the Bulldog blockers, including Subert and Helskov, and sent back to the other side. Here's a set by Hansen. Left side attack, Helskov. Returned by the West Fork blockers right up front. A sliding dig is made by Huff of the Warhawks. And now we got a whistle. Under the net is called against West Fork. And that ties up the set at 6-6. Yeah, Abby Schoening of the Warhawks, their setter, had a leg under the net, and thus was called for the violation. Here's a two-hand push over the nets by Ramirez of West Fork. Ricocheted around by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and the Warhawks get the points. They now lead at 7-6 here in set number 1. A fantastic diving dig was made by Eilderts of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Seven to 6 Warhawks. It's smacked over the net by Hansen. That was Schoening of West Fork. Now Schoening sets it up left. Into the blockers of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Hansen and Subert combined for it up on the right side. Combined for the rejection to tie this thing up at 7-7. There's a great swing by Aisley Winfrey over on the left side. And now the Bulldogs will serve with Helskov leaping and firing it into the net for a service error. 8-7 West Fork in front. Warhawks are wearing some fade uniforms. Black on the left side, fading to red on the right side. They are striped all the way across. Certainly a fancy design. Black shorts, white numbers on those Warhawk uniforms. High up in the air. And that's going to be a 4-hit violation for West Fork if it doesn't drop, and it does over on the edge of the gym. A lot more real estate to work with here in this new gym than it would have been in the old gym here at Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And here comes a serve by Subert. We are tied at 8, and it's a service ace. What a serve by Maren Subert. She leapt and fired it over the net. Unreturnable by West Fork. Madison Johnson-Libero not able to contain it. And here comes another serve by Subert. Rother off of her outstretched arms, and it's contacted by a member of the crowd. Back-to-back service aces by Subert of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and the Bulldogs now have 4 of them in the match. And we're still just in the opening set. Bulldogs have extended their lead to 10-8. Another serve coming up from Subert. A great effort to contain it by Johnson, the Warhawk libero. A diving save is attempted by Helskov. Just was able to bump it up in the air a little bit and not able to get anywhere, and makes it 10-9. And Dickman returns to the lineup for West Fork, replaces Ramirez. And here come the Warhawks to serve. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 10, West Fork 9. And here comes Johnson on the serve. Helskov sets it up left side. Here comes Albers up to the net, straight into the Warhawk blockers. It hits them and goes straight down. What an emphatic kill up on the left side by the Bulldogs. Beautiful set from Helskov. There came Albers rising up on the left side and smashing it into the Warhawk blockers. 11-10, 11-9 that is, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And they will serve with Kenley Hansen. Right-handed serve, angles left. It's received by Johnson. Dickman fires it too far out the back. Point Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 12-9 Bulldogs. They'll look to see if they can stretch the advantage a little bit here. And another serve. This one sails a little bit long, but still inbounds from Hansen. Two-hand push over the net, and the dig is made by Hansen. There's Briley Dickman rising up in the middle. Almost was able to punch it straight down, but a great effort underneath the net by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. One-arm push over the net by Dickman, and it's returned back to the other side by Noel Hansen. Dickman rises up in the center, but launches it too far long. They say it was tipped, however. Net violation over the net on Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and that is a point to the Warhawks. Yep, someone hit the net by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. I think it was Noel Hansen up in the middle hitter spot. Went up to try to reject it, but got the arm too far forward. 12-10, Hampton-Dumont-CAL on top of West Fork here in set one. And the Warhawks now will serve with Zeta Huff. The serve is receivable by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with Albers. And a two-hand bump over the net by Hansen. High set to the left side. Here comes a big swing into the net. But a point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL, Brooke Rother. Or excuse me, a point to West Fork. No, they are going to give it to the Bulldogs. So 13-12, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. A slight misfire by Rother. And here comes Albers to serve. Leaps and fires it over the net near the center. And it's received by Johnson. Bumped over the net by Dickman. And an underhand set to the left side, Helsko. Dig is made on the other side by Rother of West Fork. The set goes over the net, where it is ultimately dug by Hansen. Helsko leaps up and kills it. Aisley Winfrey wants to rise up. Over on the other side for West Fork, not able to cleanly make the dig. And that is a kill for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And Madison Helsko, her first of the night. Timeout has been called by the Warhawks. It's Hampton-Dumont-CAL 14, West Fork 10 here in set number one. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 14, West Fork 10. Warhawks just burned their first timeout. Bulldogs still have both of theirs. Here comes Addison Albers to serve it for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and it's too far out the back. A service error, the fourth one of those by the Bulldogs. Not a lot of kills so far in the match. Two by Albers, one by Helskov. Aisley Winfrey has the only West Fork kill so far, so a lot of errors. A lot of the points have been a result of errors so far. And there's a service error by West Fork. That time with Maya Marzan. 15-11 is the lead for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And the Bulldogs will serve, making sure the rotation is correct. Don't want to give up a free point because of that. And here comes Kendall Ilderts back to serve. Bulldog libero in the white jersey. And the freshman fires it over the net on the serve. The other libero, Johnson, is there for the serve receive. A diving attempt is made by Ilderts of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Faded to the left and out of bounds, but not able to make the dig that time around. It was a two-hand push by Abby Schoening of West Fork, so the setter getting a little offensive there. Dickman now serves from left to right as I see it. Bulldogs almost were not able to return that serve, but it's punched over from the back row. A set to the left and Winfrey. Into the net it goes. And a point to the Bulldogs. They lead at 16-12. Always seems like when you get to 16 points, that gives you the inside track the rest of the way. 9 more to take this opening set. When it comes to the series history, Hampton-Dumont-CAL has won 3 straight, including last year's season opener, 3-0 up in Sheffield. Here's a set to the left side, Helsko. Punches it through the blockers and down for the kill. 2 kills for Helsko so far. It's 17-12 Bulldogs, starting to stretch the lead. Largest of the set so far. Last Warhawk victory was the season opener of 2022, a 5-set thrilling. This serve looked to be sailing long, but it is playable for West Fork. Two-hand push over the nets by Winfrey. Left side set, here comes Helskov rising up and smacking it over, but there's Huff for the impressive dig. A diving attempt going for the pancake dig was Albers. But West Fork is going to get the point there to make it 17-13 Bulldogs. Albers laid out, but it ended up sailing under the net on that dig attempt. Warhawk head coach Emily Grayman up out of her seat for this point. Here comes the serve from West Fork. Here's a set to the left side. Helskov rises up, fires it over top the blockers, and gets the Bulldog point. Madison Helskov starting to heat up here in this opening set. Beautiful set came from the right side. Hansen straight to Helskov, who fired it down for the point. 18-13 Bulldogs, 7 points away from an opening set victory. And now we got head coach Sarah Miller talking to the down ref here. There was a substitution made. Sylvie Morton went to the bench. So Albers is on the floor, so is Cooper, Eilderts, Hansen, and Subert. The Bulldogs on the floor, as well as the server, Madison Helskov. So wait is over, making sure the rotation is correct. Morton is back to the bench, and this serve is way too long from Helskov. That is already the 5th service error committed by the Bulldogs here in this opening set. 18-14 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Just one service error for West Fork so far, though no aces. And typically at the beginning of the season, especially super early on, the serving isn't quite going to be as crisp as you want it to be. But just like that, here's a point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. An attack from the left side and a kill is made. And that was Albers rising up. The libero Johnson on the other side. Laid out, tried to get the dig, but to no avail. Rother down to the knee to receive the serve. Subert bumps it up high. Albers flies up left side, gets it just past Rother. And it's down for the Hampton-Dumont-CAL points. 19-14 is the lead. Yep, they do rule that it was tipped by West Fork. So 4 kills in the match for Albers so far. 20-14 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 5 points away from taking the opening set. And Cooper sails it too far out of bounds for another Bulldog service error, their 6th of the first set already. Last year they served just under 93%, which is extremely strong. Here's a serve that makes it over the nets. And unreturnable by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Madison Johnson of the Warhawks caused it to be unreturnable. Bulldogs certainly were a little out of sync that time around. 20-16, Hampton-Dumont-CAL in front, but the Warhawks making a comeback effort, and here comes a service ace. Madison Johnson picks one up for the Warhawks, their first of the match. And it is 20-17. Warhawks are right back in this thing. Let's see if they can complete the comeback now. A high arcing serve from Johnson. Helskov up against the net. And Noelle Hansen with the swing. A little unconventional move there. Rother, a two-handed tap over, but the Bulldog blockers are there to meet it. It's Noelle Hansen getting the hands on it. Rejecting it right at the net. Great attempt by Rother, but the Bulldogs record the block. 21-17 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 4 points away from taking the opening set in the brand new gym. And if you're the Bulldogs, you got to feel like you can't let yourselves lose your first ever set played in the new gym. Two-hand push over by Noelle Hansen. Set it up to the middle. Here's Dickman. Pushes it over top of Albers, who went up for the block. Riley Dickman records her first kill for West Fork. 21-18. Still anyone's set. And that was a beautiful set by Abby Schoening of the Warhawks. 3 players each with 1 kill now for West Fork. Schoening, Winfrey, and Dickman. 21-18. Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And it's A bit of a misfired swing right at the net by Elsie Cooper. It caught the Warhawks off guard to the extent that they weren't able to return it. They didn't even think that thing was coming over, and then they had to react super quickly. And a timeout has been called by West Fork. 22-18, Hampton-Dumont-CAL has the lead on 104.9 KLMJ. Hampton-Dumont-CAL 22, West Fork 18. The Warhawks have used both of their timeouts, and here is a service ace. It was contacted twice, so that constitutes an ace by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with Addison Albers. 5 service aces here in the opening set so far to 6 errors. 23-18 Bulldogs. Dickman, a behind-the-back free ball, returns it for the Warhawks. Left side attack, Helskov. Over top of blockers, and there's a kill. It is set point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, leading 24-18. Things are looking more and more crisp here in this opening set as it goes along here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And now they have set points. Albers serves, line drive. Playable on the other side, Schoening. She gets the set, launches it out the back, and attack error. 25-18, Hampton-Dumont-CAL takes the opening set. Set 2 is next. We head to set number 2. Hampton-Dumont-CAL took set 1, 25-18 over West Fork. John Mowinkle with you here on 104.9 KLMJ. Stoked that you've been able to be with us for the first ever event in the brand new Hampton-Dumont-CAL gym. Addison Albers and Madison Helskov each had 4 kills. In fact, they had the only kills of the match for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So here we go, underway in set number 2. And Rother pushes it over with 2 hands. A diving save is made by Albers. Bumped over the net to the other side, out of bounds. There's a point to West Fork. And the Warhawks have a 1-0 lead as we get rolling in set number 2. Albers reached out, tried to keep it in play, but it sailed too far to the left. Helskov sets up Albers. Swings it on top of the West Fork blockers, and Dickman there to underhand it over the net on the free ball. Helskov with a set to Noel Hansen. Launched it too far long. 2-0 West Fork. So the Warhawks take the early advantage here in this second set after the Bulldogs were able to pull away, led by as many as 5. It was cut down to 3. And then they ultimately pulled away for the 25-18 victory. And unreturnable here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and it's a 3-0 lead for West Fork. Warhawks got it down to within 20-17. But Hampton-Dumont-CAL scored 5 of the final 6 points to close it out. Service error by West Fork into the net. That was Zeta Huff for just the second service error of the match by the Warhawks. Pushed over with 2 hands by Schoening, the setter. Albers, soft tap over on the left side. It goes over the net. Butsky's there to meet the return and fires it down for the kill. Warhawk fans thought it was in the net, and that is the call. Originally ruled it a Hampton-Dumont-CAL points, but now West Fork is going to get the point. Albers grazed the net. So redo the rotation here because of that. It's going to be a West Fork point instead of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So Marzin now serves for West Fork, which leads it 4-1 here in this opening set. And Ilderts bumps it over with 2 hands on a free ball. And West Fork not able to get it back over to the other side. They attempted a high set to the left, but no one was there. It is 4-2, Hampton-Dumont-CAL in front. And they'll now serve with Addison Albers. Goes into the net for a service error. Her third, team 7th of the match. Last year, Albers served at 91.9%. Only had 3 aces last year. She's got 2 this year so far. And again, Hampton-Dumont-CAL out of system, not able to return it over the net. West Fork leads at 6-2. So the Warhawks are now building some momentum. It comes over the net. Here's a set toward the left side. Helskov fires it into the blockers and gets the point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Beautiful set from the right side. Over to the left, just how you draw it up. Helskov now is 5. 6-3 West Fork. And Eildert serves. Schoening there, lunges to receive it. And it's fired too far out the back. An attack error by Ramirez of the Warhawks. And now the Bulldogs are back to within 2 at 6-4. Eildert's another serve. Up to the tiptoes to serve it. Schoening a high set left. 2-hand push over the net by Ramirez. Now to the middle, it's Subert, mistimed the jump, and it's a point to West Fork. Not only that, Subert committed a net violation to make it 7-4 Warhawks. Seven to 4 in favor of West Fork. And they'll now serve with Schoening. Entering her senior season. Saw a lot of her with the softball team earlier this summer. They made a state tournament appearance. And it's going to be pushed over the net by Madison Helskov for kill number 6. Hampton-Dumont-CAL leads it 1-0 after taking set 1, 25-18. Great way to close out that first set. 7-5 West Fork has the lead in set number 2. And it's punched into the net by Milena Martinez, who was a junior for West Fork this season, standing at 5'6", making one of her first appearances in this particular match. The serve angles right from Cooper of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Dig is made in the back row by Albers of the Bulldogs. Helskov. The block bounced on top of the net momentarily. Helskov has another chance. Arcs it over and free-balled by Ramirez. What a shot by Maren Subert in the center. Rises up and absolutely destroys that volleyball. No chance to return that thing. Put her right between the defenders at high velocity. 7-7. The Bulldogs have recovered seemingly from a slow start in set number 2. Subert fires it too far long that time. The timing was certainly off balance that time. And fired too far long. 8-7 West Fork. Winfrey serves. Up toward the net, Hansen sets up Helskov, who destroys the ball again to tie the match at 8. Bulldogs are starting to heat up with some high-velocity swings. Madison Helskov, a team-high 7 kills so far. We are tied at 8 here in set number 2, with the Bulldogs leading 1-0 and a service ace. Bulldogs take their first lead of the set at 9-8. Madison Helskov, her first ace of the match. 6 aces for the team so far. 2 7 errors. Make it 8 errors. Helskov launches it too far out the back. And that ties it at 9. And you'll see a lot of those typically. You start to try to get more aggressive with your serves, especially after an ace. 9-9. Subert loads up in the center. Punched up in the air by Dickman. The Warhawks will be able to return it. It's dumped over the net, but met by the blockers. Martinez went to turn and burn, but the Bulldogs were right there to meet it. That was a solo block by Addison Albers. And Hampton-Dumont-CAL leads at 10-9 in set 2. Subert serves. Line drive, it just lands a couple inches over the net. Net violation against Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Noelle Hansen rose up. Looked to have had the kill, but had the wrist hit the top ribbon of the net. That one was extremely clear. No question on that. So tied at 10. Huff serves for West Fork. Hits the net. Rolls over for an ace. That's one of the toughest plays in volleyball. When it hits the top of the net, bounces up and over. And now Huff serves again. West Fork leads it 11-10. Albers with an attack over the net. It's dug cleanly. Rother launches it too far out the back. 11-11. So now the Bulldogs will serve. Neither team has used a timeout here in the set so far. It's served by Kenley Hansen. Lunging out is Johnson to receive the serve, and an attack error committed by the Warhawks. Twelve to 11, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Dickman, an arcing shot, goes over the net. And it has to be free-balled by the libero of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, Eilders. 12 to 11 Bulldogs. Returned by Hansen and Albers. Underhand free ball by Dickman. And the Bulldogs are able to get the return once again. And Schoening rises up. A setter is being offensive here in this one. Flicked over the net by Helskov, rising up from the back row. That's the rotation she's in, but still contributing in a big way. Noelle Hansen Two hands over the net it goes. Rother loads up, but fires it too strong. Point Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They lead at 13-11. Not a ton of breathing room by Hampton-Dumont-CAL right now, but they are starting to figure things out a little bit. And there is a service ace. Kenley Hansen makes it a 14-11 lead for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. A diving effort was made to save it by Johnson, the libero of West Fork. Not able to get it up high enough in the air for a teammate to have an opportunity at it. And now it's going to be a kill for Schoening of West Fork. The setter was over on the left side. Looked to be a soft free ball. Hit the top of the nets. And bounced down, landed just inside the line on Hampton-Dumont-CAL's side of the court. 14-12, Bulldogs have the lead over the Warhawks. And there is a service ace by West Fork. Maya Marzin. And again, almost the same thing. It was a lunge forward by Kendall Eilertz, the libero of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. So Marzin serves once again. Warhawks now have 3 aces in the match. 2 of them here in the second set so far. And now this match is tied at 14 after a left side kill by Aisley Winfrey. 14 all between the Warhawks and Bulldogs. Starting to heat up a little bit here is West Fork. Had a strong start, cooled off. Marzin continues to serve. Helsko launches it to the back row. And the dive is made by Johnson, but not able to save it. Helskov playing from the back row, still able to contribute for her game-high 8th kill. 15-14, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. This serve sails long. Helskov commits her 4th service error and the 9th by the team. 15-15. And I'd imagine if you're Hampton-Dumont-CAL, you want to start cleaning up some of those serves. Some of those service errors are going to come back to haunt a team every once in a while. And 4 hits call on Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And put it in the net and not able to react. West Fork now leads at 16-15. Who's going to gain the advantage down the stretch? What a tight set it's been. West Fork had the early advantage. A solo block at the net by Ramirez. Hampton-Dumont-CAL able to react. 2 players combined to hit it over. Not sure that's what they were going for. Now West Fork is not able to return it. Out of sync on their side of the net. And we are tied at 16. So this thing is getting intense. Warhawks need this set to avoid a 2-0 deficit. Here is a service ace by Hampton-Dumont-CAL just inside the corner along the back row on the right side. And it's the freshman Kendall Eilertz picking up her 2nd of the match. 17-16 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Warhawks did not know what hit them, and she serves this one too far to the right to commit a service error. 17-17. And now West Fork has a chance to strike. Abby Schoening is back to serve. Fires it with a foot still on the ground. Helskov attack left side. What a dig by Schoening. However, not able to straighten it up. And Helskov records another kill. Bulldogs back in front, 18-17. Kenley Hansen taking over the primary setter position here this year. Not a ton of miscues so far. 2-hand push over by Martinez. Hansen sets up Helskov into the blockers and out of bounds. A point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Double figures for Helskov. She's now got 10 kills. And it's 19-17 Bulldogs. A chance to continue to grow this lead and take a commanding 2-0 lead. Not so fast, says West Fork. Winfrey There to softly tap it and catch the Bulldogs completely off guard. A behind-the-back set from Schoening. Beautiful placement by Winfrey. Back to a one-point game. And Winfrey now serves. Hansen. High bump for Helskov. Mistimes the swing. Into the net it goes. And now we're tied at 19. What a set this has been. Neither team has been able to build momentum. Since it was 6-2 West Fork, neither team has led by more than 2. And another attack error by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. This time Cooper puts it in the net, and West Fork now leads it 20-19, causing Sarah Miller to call a timeout. West Fork 20, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 19. We're in set number 2. West Fork 20, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 19. In set number 2, Bulldogs lead it 1-0 after taking the opening set 25-18. Winfrey continues to serve for West Fork. Here's Subert in the middle, rises up and slams it again. Maren Subert is quickly making a name for herself as a force to be reckoned with at the middle hitter position. Nothing the teams have been able to do about that. And this serve goes too far along. 21-20 West Fork. Warhawks are 4 points away from tying up the match. Johnson serves. Here's a set from Helskov up toward Albers. Dig is made by the libero of West Fork, Johnson. Over the net it goes, and it's 22-20 Warhawks. All of a sudden, they are 3 points away from tying this up at 1-1. Johnson serves again. A dump over the net by Helskov. A little deceptive that time around. And it's a kill from the right side. A set by Schoening, a kill by Martinez. West Fork extends the lead to 23-20. Not sure if that's exactly what Schoening was going for on that set, but it works out just as well. And here comes Madison Johnson to serve. High arcing serve, it ends up short. The return goes over the net. The serve receive, that is. Rother winds up, gets the kill, and now it's set point West Fork. Brooke Rother with the kill. Eildert's not able to contain it. And now it's 24-20 Warhawks. A chance to tie the match right here. Johnson serves. Playable in the back row. Popped over the net. And Subert up in the air after it was returned back by West Fork. Up on the left side, a dig is made by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with Eilderts. And a dig on the other side by Johnson. Rother, a two-hand bump over the net, but returnable for Helskov off the diving save by Albers. Dickman into the center, launches it out the back. Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets the points. 24-21. That brings the Bulldog fans to life a little bit. And now Subert will serve. 24-21 Warhawks. Angling right. Playable for Winfrey. Dickman on the left side. Was going out of bounds, but a diving attempt is made by Helskov. Subert from the back line. Over the net it goes, and a misfire here by Martinez. 24-22. Timeout West Fork. They still have set point, a 2-point lead. Let's take a timeout. West Fork 24, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 22 here in set number 2. The Warhawks are on the verge of tying up the match at 1-1. But Hampton-Dumont-CAL has scored 2 straight points, and a service error by Subert into the net ends the set. 25-22 West Fork. We are tied at 1-1. Set 3's next. Let's head to set number 3. Hampton-Dumont-CAL and West Fork are tied at 1, so this thing is going at least 4 sets. Who's going to take the all-important second set right here? Hampton-Dumont-CAL will serve from right to left with Kenley Hansen. And here we go, underway in set number 3. Tied at 1-1 between Franklin County's volleyball teams. A flick over the net with one hand by Kenley Hansen. Here comes Dickman in the center, slapping it over where the dig is made by Hansen. Too far out toward the, it hit the line. It hit the line, it hit the corner in fact. It was pushed over the net. Here's Danny Stevens making his way into the facility. So a kill for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Pushed over with 2 hands by Albers. And the kill is made by West Fork over on the other side. It was Schoening setting it up. Schoening pushing it over with 2 hands to record her second kill of the match. And now a serve by West Fork. It comes over the net from Huff. Hansen with a set to the left. Fired over the net by the Bulldogs with Cooper. Rother toward the back line. Diving save made by Helsko. Bulldogs are out of position. Dickman rose up, slammed it down from the center. 2-1 West Fork. Briley Dickman picks up another kill, and they lead it 2-1. Tied at 1. between the Bulldogs and Warhawks. Always an intense one when these teams get together. A push over the net with two hands by Broquet on a free ball. Dickman rises up through the blockers once again. Bradley Dickman starting to heat up. Three to one West Fork. And another service ace. Zeta Huff picks up ace number 2 for her and number 4 on the match for West Fork. 4 to 1 Warhawks. Set number 3. A chance to pull away here in this thing. And a misfire into the net by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with Islanders. And the Bulldogs have a new player coming into the match. It is Megan Sievers replacing Marin Subert. Sievers is a sophomore right side / DS. Standing at 5'6". Much shorter than Subert at 5'10". Here's an ace by Huff. Hits the net on its way over and drops down for the ace. 6 to 1 West Fork. A great start to this set, much like the second set. A set to the left for Rother. Gets it through some traffic. 6 to 1 West Fork. And Albers fires it over the net on the free ball. Set to the left, Rother. Through traffic once again, and she records the kill. Timeout, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 7 to 1 West Fork here in set number 3. Another ace recorded by West Fork with Zeta Huff, and it is 8 to 1 Warhawks here in set number 3. That is now her 4th service ace of the match. 8 to 1 West Fork. Behind the back set from Huff to Dickman. Up against the net, and it's going to be another point to West Fork after it was unreturnable by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 9 to 1 Warhawks. A completely different looking third set right now. And Huff continues to serve. It comes over the net, and another ace. Hilderts dives out, not able to get to it. 10 to 1 Warhawks. What an insane start to the set. Zeta Huff secures her 5th service ace right there. 10 to 1 West Fork. Left side attack met by the blockers of West Fork. It's going to be free-balled by Dickman behind the back. Lofted up to the right side. Cooper over the top on the right-handed swing. Bumped over the net, and it lands out of bounds. And Hampton-Dumont-CAL finally gets back on the board here in set 3. 10 to 2 in favor of West Fork, but that was the largest lead that anyone has held in the match. And a service error by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with Albers. Her 4th of the match. 13th for the team. 11-2 West Fork. Looking to run away with this third set. Rother has headed to the bench. And Helskov taps it over the net with a right hand. And a left side set. It was tipped by I could have swore it might have been tipped by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, but it is going to be a point to the Bulldogs. It was extremely close to being tipped, but it's going to be a point to West Fork. 11-3. And Dickman fires it into the net. Subert and Helsko went to leap up on the left side to record the block. And it's 11-4 West Fork. Eilderts now serves. A line drive serve. It results in an ace. Now it's 11-5. Eilderts picks up her third ace of the match. Almost had another one right there. And it's a whistle after a double hit is committed by Schoening. The West Fork setter went to turn and burn. And Hampton-Dumont-CAL all of a sudden is back in it. 11-6 West Fork. Another serve from Eilderts. Sails over the nets, angling right, kept in bounds by the Warhawks with Winfrey. Dickman, free ball's over. Head up against the net, is a set to Subert. Schoening couldn't contain it, and Maren Subert again slams it down in the middle. What a match she's had so far. 11-7 in favor of West Fork. It was 10-1 Warhawks, and a solo block by Subert rejects the Warhawks and Schoening. It was a set from Huff to Schoening. But Subert was right there to meet it for the rejection. 11-8. Bulldogs are back to within 3. Huff behind the back set. Dickman on the right side. It goes into the net. 11-9. It's now a 2-point game. Timeout, Emily Grayman. Hampton-Dumont-CAL back in it. It's West Fork 11, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 9 in set number 3, tied up at 1-1. West Fork 11, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 9. We're in set 3 and tied up at 1-1. West Fork led by as many as 10-1 to start the set, but the Bulldogs have battled back. Zeta Huff has recorded 5 service aces, many of them in this set as well. Albers keeps it in bounds along the back line of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Maybe should have let it sail long. Huff sets up, Schoening fires it down for the kill, and a much-needed point for West Fork. Schoening being kind of multiple, racking up some kills here as we go along in this third set. Really making it difficult to predict if you're Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 12-9, West Fork. And it's a kill for the Bulldogs with Helskov. Oh, it's actually a point to West Fork. Ricocheted off the blockers. And then it was returned. And landed out of bounds. Yeah, I was going to say, that's got to be a Hampton-Dumont-CAL point. Because it was met by the blockers of West Fork. I guess the question was whether it was over the net or not. But it clearly was, so good thing they got that right. So 12-10 West Fork instead of 13-9. And now the down ref is making sure that the net is all squared away and it didn't get jarred too much. So Cooper serves for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Schoening attacks it over, lands on the line, and a point to West Fork. Inches away from being too far out of bounds. Any part of the line, though, is considered in. 13-10 Warhawks. Here in a 1-1 tie. Hampton-Dumont-CAL won the first set 25-18. West Fork won set 2 25-22. Now a service error by Schoening. Her first of the match, just the team's third, however. Pretty impressive, their ace to error ratio. Schoening keeps it in bounds. A swiping free ball over by Ramirez. Popped up high in the air. Now Winfrey fires down the kill on the left side. Through the Bulldog defenders for a 14-11 lead. Just the start of a long season for both teams. However, it'll be a week before Hampton-Dumont-CAL plays again. They'll be at St. Edmund next Thursday night on 104.9, or excuse me, that'll be on 99 The Wave, actually. And a kill on the left side by Hampton-Dumont-CAL with Albers. So she's getting back going once again. Records her 5th kill of the match. Had a strong first set, cooled down in the second set. Now set to Subert. It was tipped by West Fork, I thought. And Sarah Miller has just called her second timeout as West Fork takes a 16-11 lead. Warhawks by 5 here in set number 3 will take the timeout as well. West Fork 16, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 11 in set number 3. And the Warhawks will now serve with Winfrey. Play ball in the back row of Hampton-Dumont-CAL with Eildert. Lifted up by Johnson on the back row dig. And a cross-court kill. This time it goes to Martinez. (17-11) Warhawks. Martinez is right up against the net. Sent it over where no HD Cal players were. And now Albers rises up on the left side and kills it. Picks up her 6th kill of the match, her 2nd of the set. 17-12 is the Warhawk lead. Subert serves. Received by Rother. High set from the back row. Into the net it goes, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets the point. Almost was a net violation. Now it's 17-13. Subert serves again. Hits the net on its way over, and that is an ace. A much-needed point for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. They're back to within 3. 17-14. Hit the top ribbon of the net, dropped over. And Subert with ace number 3 of the match. That one hits the net, a service error. And now it's 18-14. A 4-point West Fork lead. Johnson to serve. Sails long, however, kept in play by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And it's going to be 4 hits on the Bulldogs. 19-14 Warhawks looking to be on their way to a 2-1 lead. The Bulldogs made it interesting after they were down by as many as 10-1 earlier in the set. A swing in the center and a kill for Bridget Broquet. 19-15 West Fork. And the Hampton-Dumont-CAL student section has got a construction worker theme going on. So do some of the West Fork students. Hampton-Dumont-CAL serves with Hansen. And Schoening sets it up to the right side. And the dig is made by HD Cal. Behind the back free ball, Albers toward the back line where it's kept in play by West Fork with Johnson. However, the lift is called in the Warhawks and it's 19-16. Hampton-Dumont-CAL serves down by 3 in a 1-1 tie. Right side attack too far long, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL gets the point. Martinez misfires. Bulldogs have no timeouts left. West Fork has 1. And a serve that appeared to have been going long, but West Fork keeps it in. Rother sends it to the back row where the dig is made by Helskov. Left side attack, Albers. Now up toward the middle. Rother bumps it over underhand style. Right side attack into the blockers. Returned by Albers after a joust at the net. Now Broquet records the kill. Winfrey reached up and couldn't keep it in play. It is a 1-point game. 19-18 Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And a timeout has been called by West Fork. Warhawks by 1 here in set number 3. West Fork just used the final timeout that could be taken here in this set, so both teams have none left. They lead Hampton-Dumont-CAL 19-18 in set 3 in a 1-1 tie. Bulldogs trailed 10-1, but are back to within 1. And they'll now serve with Kenley Hansen. Takes several dribbles, the refs are ready to play, and here we go. And the serve is received and angles left. Martinez, underhand bump over the net on the free ball. Hansen sets it up Broquet, gets it through some traffic. Bridget Broquet is getting some serious touches right now in her first set of action. Pushed over the net on the left side, and Albers has tied it up at 19. Got a fantastic set from Hansen, and then Albers was there to tap it over with the right hand for her 7th kill of the match. 19 all. Left side attack, Dickman, what a shot. Excellent placement by the Warhawks. Beautiful set from Schoening. Dickman there to finish it off. Warhawks are back in front. They got to credit the tenacity of the Bulldogs for sticking with it after a 9-point deficit to begin the set. Pushed over with 2 hands by Broquet in the middle. Right side attack by Schoening, and a lunging dig is made by Hansen. A swing into the net. Cooper of HD Cal misplayed it, mistimed the swing, and it's 21-19 West Fork. Warhawks by 2, 4 points away from a 2-1 lead. And an attack error too far along by Helskov. Now the Warhawks are 3 points away. 22-19. Each set has been close. Bulldogs won the first one 25-18. Warhawks won the second one 25-22. On a soft hit over the nets by Cooper, and 2 hits. A double is called on West Fork. 22-20. And the Let's Play Football chant has broken out, despite neither team having played a game this year so far. Dickman lofts it over on a high arcing shot. Helskov left side attack over top the blockers. Dickman bumps it up high in the air. Now Rother will free ball it. And there's Hansen to keep it alive. Right side attack might have been outside the antenna. Either way, it went long regardless. And it's 23-20 West Fork. And now the Warhawks can close it out with 2 more points. Whereas Hampton-Dumont-CAL would need 5 more. Hansen sets up Helskov, left side attack, out of bounds. But they haven't called anything. Hold on a sec. Point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And what are we doing with this? It was clearly out of bounds. And now the refs will get together. I think one of the line judges by default called it in, and accidentally she came up to the ref and was like, "That's on me." But yeah, they're gonna make the call correct. I don't see why there was any controversy with that. I mean, that wasn't even, I don't see how anyone could dispute that, with how clearly out of bounds it was. So 24-20 West Fork, they have set point. Looking to take a 2-1 lead. Helskov attacks it on the left side, just sneaks it inside the antenna. Shown into the middle of the Dickman. Over the net it goes, and it's playable for HD-Cal with Hansen. Pushed into the nets by Huff. 24-21 West Fork. Sarah Miller of HD-Cal is making a substitution. Sievers is replaced by Cooper. And Cooper will serve. Playable in the back line by Johnson of West Fork. And it's a kill to finish it off by Aisley Winfrey. 25-21 West Fork. They take set number 3 and a 2-1 lead. Let's head to set 4 next. Let's head to set number 4. West Fork leads Hampton-Dumont-CAL 2-1. After the Bulldogs led 1-0, West Fork won 2 straight sets. And now the Warhawks are a set away from closing it out. What an intense match this has been. Back and forth most of the way. When it comes to the upcoming schedule, Hampton-Dumont-CAL has an extremely unusual stretch. Their first 3 matches all have a week separating them. Thursday, September 4th, they will be at St. Edmund, and then they will host Clarion Goldfield Dows on Thursday, September 12th in their next action. So right into a North Central Conference play. And a swing by Dickman in the center, and a kill for West Fork to put the Warhawks in front 1-0 in set number 4. They take command in this one and have an opportunity to cruise their way to a victory. And here comes a service ace. 2-0 West Fork after the ace is recorded by Huff. She's racked up several of them tonight. This one angles right. Popped up in the air by Sievers of Hampton-Dumont-CAL, back into the game. Gotten some action tonight. Not a lot, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL is not able to return it back over. Out of sync. Both teams look completely different than they did in the first set. And HD Cal is able to avoid a service ace, but unreturnable after a bunch of passes around near the back line, but not able to get it back over. So 4-0 West Fork. And there's another ace. 5-0 Warhawks. So Huff will continue to serve after recording another one. Got her for 6 aces. She had 20 all of last year. And it's another ace. Timeout, Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Zeta Huff has it on cruise control. West Fork 6, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 0 here in set number 4. West Fork 6, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 0 in set number 4. Warhawks lead it 2-1 in the first ever match inside the Hampton-Dumont-CAL, the brand new Hampton-Dumont-CAL gym. The Warhawks are looking to spoil it for the Bulldogs. Another ace by Huff. Unreal what Zeta Huff of West Fork is doing right now. 3 aces in the set so far. It is 7-0 West Fork. She is the only player to have served in the set. And it bounces out of bounds. West Fork contacted it, a dive by Rother when it was going to land out of bounds. So the Warhawks give up a free point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL to make it 7-1. And if you're the Bulldogs, you have to take advantage of that kind of opportunity. 7-1 West Fork. Left side attack, Schoening to the back line, lands inbounds. Abby Schoening mixing it up and doing a little bit of everything tonight. 8-1 Warhawks here in set 4. Looking to close this thing out in style. They did lead 10-1 back in set 3. Hampton-Dumont-CAL ultimately answered and tied it up at 19. Dickman and Schoening go up for a block. Not able to record it quite. Pushed over with two hands toward the back line. Huff able to make the save. Lofted up to the left side. Here's an attack over the net by Winfrey from the left side of the back line of HD Cal. Left side attack, Albers of the Bulldogs. Huff sets it up behind the back. Schoening pushed it over with two hands. Records the kill. Nine to 1 West Fork. Abby Schoening really putting together a nice match. Showing off that versatility. 9-1 West Fork in set 4. Albers sends it over the net, and Schoening sets up Dickman. Fires it over the net. Set to the left, Albers. Down to the back line with Johnson on her knees, able to make the dig. And Dickman pushes it over right in front of the diving Albers. And it's 10-1 West Fork. West Fork has really looked crisp here throughout these last two sets. Hampton-Dumont-CAL, this is the point where they kind of started coming back in set 3. It was 10-1. It was this exact score. It'll have to be free balled. And the Bulldog blockers are there to meet it. Thought there was a net violation. Now the whistle blows. It's going to be 4 hits on West Fork to make it 10-2 in favor of the Warhawks. Ten to 2, West Fork on top here in set 4. And the Bulldogs just got completely out of sync. Sarah Miller, hands on her head, could not believe what just happened. The ball was floating up in the air. Several players were surrounding it. They have to work on their communication here. Serve angles left, but kept in bounds by HD Cal with Albers. And now Helskov records the kill, rises up, arcs it over the net, making it 11-3. West Fork still with a commanding lead, however. And this serve from Hansen angles right, or excuse me, Ilders. And now Kenley Hansen reaches up. And instead of sending the ball over toward a teammate, it ultimately just went straight down. So Huff is replaced in the lineup by Martinez of West Fork. (12 to 3 Warhawks. Helskov with a free ball over. And Winfrey up on the left side sends it over the net. Dumped over with two hands, but it lands out of bounds. An attack error on Hampton-Dumont-CAL from the middle. And it's 13-3 West Fork. I believe this is the largest lead of the night for either side. Warhawks have it on cruise control, looking to close this thing out in style and spoil the first ever Hampton-Dumont-CAL match inside this gym. Not so fast as Madison Helskov. Slams a kill from the left side. That was about halfway back from the net. 13-4, West Fork in front, and this serve lands inside the line. It's going to be a Hampton-Dumont-CAL point. Line judge thought it was out. Check the replay here. Oh, a little too late to see that, but it's going to be ruled an ace for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 13-5 West Fork. So Cooper gets her first ace of the match. Warhawks lead by 8. Now a service error by Cooper. (14-5). West Fork is 11 points away from a 3-1 win. It'd be a backdoor sweep if they're able to finish it off. 14-5 is their lead. Rother slams it through some blockers in the front line of HD Cal. Helskov winds up and swings it into the net. 15-5 West Fork. And a timeout has been called by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, their final timeout of the set. West Fork 15, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 5 in set number 4. West Fork 15, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 5 in set 4. Warhawks lead it 2-1. 10 points away from a backdoor sweep. What a night Zeta Huff has had, especially at the service line. 8 service aces, an insane number for a single match. Right now it's Aisley Winfrey serving. Subert pushes it to the back line, puts it down inside the line. 16, or make it 15-6. Let me tell you right now, Maren Subert is definitely showing some potential in the middle hitter position. Set to the left here, Rother lifts it up high in the air. Set from Helskov to Subert, but the dig is made by Winfrey. They knew it was coming that time. And a point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Lift is called on West Fork. 15-7. And this serve sails on. And the refs point opposite directions. They're going to rule it a service error. Well, I guess they need a match to get back in the swing of things as well. 16-7 West Fork on top of Hampton-Dumont-CAL. The Warhawks serve. Helskov sets up Alber's underhand shot. Goes over the net on a free ball. Schoening behind the back set. And Martinez kills it from the right side. (17-7) Warhawks. A set to the right side. Over the net it goes. And it's a kill for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Sylvie Morton in the game. Picks up a point. 17-8. Warhawks are 8 points away. And Subert serves and records an ace. Johnson not able to keep it in play. 17-9. Warhawks will be back in action coming up on Saturday at a tournament hosted by Garner Hayfield Ventura. And a hook shot over the net by Dickman. Dig is made by West Fork's Johnson, and Dickman into the net. An attack error makes it 17-10 Warhawks. Other teams of that tournament include Newman Catholic, North Iowa, North Union, Northwood Kensett, Rockford, and West Hancock. The serve angles right from Subert, and Rother punches it over toward the line. It was contacted by Hampton-Dumont-CAL, however. So Rother records the kill. It was sailing long to make it 18-10 West Fork. 7 points away from closing out the victory. Hampton-Dumont-CAL just kind of seems stunned to an extent. (18-10) Warhawks. Schoening looks to bump it over the net. And a point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Hit the top ribbon. Back it went. And the Warhawks commit an error. So they give a free point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Kenley Hansen heads back to serve for the Bulldogs. West Fork will have their first top of Iowa East match on Thursday, September 4th at Northwood, Kensett. And a point to Hampton-Dumont-CAL. These guys have got to get on the same page here. I mean, they keep pointing opposite directions, but it's going to be 18-12, and the Bulldogs serve. And unreturnable for West Fork. Passing it around, a timeout has been called by Emily Grayman. West Fork 18, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 13 here in set 4. West Fork 18, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 13. In set 4, here comes the serve over that from right to left by Kenley Hansen. Schoening free balls. Set to the left side, Albers taps it over with the right hand and records the kill. So the Bulldogs are keeping themselves in striking distance. And another serve from Hansen about to happen. Probably about as many fans from each side, to be totally honest with you. Albers sends it to the back line. It was going long. However, Johnson in the back line of West Fork keeps it in. But Rotherham able to finish it off for the kill. And they're now 6 points away from a victory, 19-14. Maya Marzin serves now for the Warhawks. 6 points away from a 3-1 win. Huff sets it to Dickman in the middle and kills it. Angles it left. And Hansen not able to keep it in. 20-14 West Fork. Over the net it comes on the serve by the Warhawks. Up into the air and tapped over with two hands from the left side. It's Winfrey. Now an underhand bump over the net by HD-Cal. Here with Cooper. Now to the back line. Helskov lunges and keeps it in play. Left side set, and a kill is recorded by Albers. The Bulldogs are not going away. (20-15). West Fork is still 5 points away from putting this thing away. Lunging serve receive is made, but it's going to be an ace for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. 20-16. And another timeout has been called by West Fork. Warhawks lead it by 4, and they're 5 points away from the victory, but Hampton-Dumont-CAL is coming back on 104.9 KLMJ. West Fork 20, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 16. Set 4, the Warhawks are 4 points, they're making 5 points away from a 3-1 win. Dickman free balls it. Playable for Hansen. A set to the right. Might have gone, must have been inside the antenna. Looked really close. Left side set, Helskov. Hit the top of the net and bounced through. 20-17. Bulldogs keep making this thing interesting. It was 10-1 earlier in the set, and actually West Fork led by as many as 10. But just like the third set, Hampton-Dumont-CAL is making a comeback. In fact, they had it tied at 19. Now it's another point for the Bulldogs. Helskov and Broquet combined for the block. 20-18. And now the Bulldogs are 7 points away from sending this to a fifth set. And a serve sails long from Albers. And if you're Hampton-Dumont-CAL, it is not the time to be doing that. They've missed a lot of serves tonight. 21-18 West Fork. Dickman, it goes over the net. And a set in the middle to Broquet. Fires it down with authority. Bridget Broquet absolutely drills that ball. A dive by Dickman in the back row was not enough to keep it in play. A serve angles right from Eilderts. Schoening, two-hand push over the net. And the dig is made on the other side by HD Cal's Hansen. Could have been a lift against West Fork on an attack by Helskov. Now Hansen sets Helskov. Pops it over on the hook shot. It was sailing out of bounds, but Eilderts keeps it in. Helskov over top the blockers, and she kills it. It is a one-point game. Madison Helskov with a big time kill for the Bulldogs. 21-20 West Fork. Neither team has a timeout left. It's all up to the players at this point, and Eilderts serves it into the net. 22-20 Warhawks. Some costly service errors committed by the Bulldogs. And now West Fork is 3 points away. And the serve comes from Schoening. Helskov over the net. Schoening gets the dig. Popped up in the air in the back line by Johnson, and free ball behind the back over the net from Ramirez. Up to the left side, Helskov with a swing. Through the blockers and down. 22-21 West Fork. What a night it's been for Madison Helskov. Keeping the Bulldogs in this thing. Now it's a service ace, and we are tied at 22. Tied at 22 after the ace by Cooper. And now it's anyone's set. West Fork led by as many as 10 earlier in the set. Schoening, a high set left. Over the net it goes from Martinez. Hansen sets Helskov in the middle. Schoening with a dig on the right side. Winfrey rises up, launches it long, and Hampton-Dumont-CAL has the lead. 23-22. As improbable as it gets, Hansen continues to, that's Cooper continuing to serve. Now Hansen to the net. Subert gets the kill. And now it's set point for the Bulldogs. What an epic comeback this has been. Looking to force set 5. Here it comes. Another serve by Cooper. Schoening, right side set. Over top the blockers, and a dig made by Eilderts. Free ball by Helskov. Schoening dumps it over. Right up against the net. Now Schoening A high set running up, and it goes over the net. Out of bounds. Hampton-Dumont-CAL wins it. 25-22. We're going to set 5 on 104.9 KLMJ. Let's head to set number 5. Hampton-Dumont-CAL and West Fork have gone back and forth the entire night. Now, the first to 15 points takes home the W. John Mullinkle with you here on 104.9 KLMJ. Hampton-Dumont-CAL won sets 1 and 4. West Fork won sets 2 and 3. West Fork led by as many as 10 points in set 4 before the Bulldogs ultimately came back for the victory. So the first team to get to 15 points wins it. And you have to win by 2, obviously. And it's about to get electric in here with the first ever event inside the brand new gym at Hampton-Dumont-CAL High School. West Fork will serve to start. It'll be Zeta Huff, who's recorded 8 service aces. Maren Subert heading to the bench here for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. She's had a fantastic night at the middle hitter position. And like I said, Zeta Huff has had a great night as well. Madison Helskove leading offensively for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. And here we go. Set 5 is underway. First to 15 wins it. Launched toward the back line and out of bounds, misplayed by Eilderts. We're coming down to the wire here at the home of the Bulldogs. 1-0 West Fork in set 5. Over to the right side, and HD Kyle was out of sync. And a timeout immediately is called by Hampton-Dumont-CAL. West Fork 2, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 0 here in set 5. West Fork 2, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 0 in set 5. First of 15 wins it. Hampton-Dumont-CAL won sets 1 and 4. Down 2-0, in fact trailed, and now it's going to be a service ace by West Fork. So they lead it 3-0. Zeta Huff continues to do it. 9 service aces for her. Unreal. 3-0 Warhawks. And another one. Insanity. 4-0 West Fork. Zeta Huff has been a game changer at the service line. A 5'3" sophomore. Here's a set left. Helskov to the back line and dug by Johnson. Now Dickman, two-hand push. It's dug by Subert. Set to Helskov left, and she puts it in the net. 5-0 West Fork. But again, it's not over till it's over, man. Hampton-Dumont-CAL came back from a 10-point deficit to win set 4. And the serve receive goes over the net. It is another ace for West Fork to make it 6-0. Zeta Huff absolutely going off at the service line. And another one. Lunging serve receive is made by Albers, and finally HD-Cal gets the points. On a kill by Helskov left side. 6-1. West Fork still with the lead. And here we go. Bridget Broque serves. Set to the middle, Dickman. Fires it down to the left corner of the court. 7-1 Warhawks. Almost halfway there already. Through the set's first 8 points. Over the net it comes. And HD-Cal completely out of system. 4 hits the call officially. Now an official's timeout. Must be some blood somewhere on Briley Dickman. She's going to get checked out by the training staff. Bloody nose, possibly. That'll cause a delay here because they got to wipe up some of the remnants from the floor now. So 8-1 West Fork here in set 5. Dickman's got some gauze up her nose while they check out the floor for any remaining blood. So that's why they stopped the match, and it gives both teams a free timeout to talk over some strategy here. HD-Cal already used one of them. West Fork still has both of theirs. So Maya Marzin will now serve for West Fork. They lead 8-1, 7 points away from the victory here in set number 5. It's a free ball here by Hansen. Schoening left side set. Winfrey pushed it over with 2 hands and returned by HD-Cal. And a kill for Cooper. Dig went out of bounds. Now it's 8-2. And the Bulldogs serve, and they are going to get an ace. It's now, 8-3. Bumped elbows with one of the folks here. Set to the right, Dickman. puts it into the net. Helskov and Subert were right there to attempt the block. Didn't even need to. It hit the net. Now it's 8-4. It goes over the net. Huff sets it left. Winfrey almost got the kill. But a behind the back free ball, Marion Subert. 8-5. And just like that, the Bulldogs are back in business here in set 5. They continue to serve, but Cooper launches it several feet behind the line for the service error. 9-5 West Fork. The serving has not been good for Hampton-Dumont-CAL tonight. Something they'll have to work on. What a swing by Subert. Dig was made by Huff and returned back to the other side, Winfrey. Now Hansen to Subert in the center. Over top some of the defenders and unreturnable by West Fork. Lift is called over on the left side by Winfrey. 9-6 Warhawks. Hansen heads to the bench here for HD Cal. Into the game comes Sylvie Morton. And an attack error too far out the back by Ramirez of West Fork. 9-7. This serve looked to be sailing long, but it's an ace for Hampton-Dumont-CAL, and they are back to within one. Timeout West Fork. West Fork 9, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 8, here in set 5. West Fork 9, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 8, here in set 5. Franklin County's volleyball teams have given the crowd their money's worth. Hampton-Dumont-CAL won sets 1 and 4. West Fork won sets 2 and 3. Bulldogs came back from a 10-point deficit in set 4 to win it. And an attack over the net, and a point goes to Schoening of West Fork. They lead 10-8. A crucial point. But it's not over yet. Schoening serves. Received in the back line, almost was an ace. Now Subert will free ball and get it back over. Schoening sets it left. Winfrey over. Dig by Eilers. Now Helskov sets it left. Albers down for the kill. West Fork thought they got the dig, but the refs ruled it down. It's 10-9. It was almost a back row pancake dig by Johnson. A game of millimeters. 10-9 West Fork in set 5 over Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Subert pops it up high on the left side. Albers from out of bounds keeps it in play. Now it's punched over to the left side by Martinez of West Fork. Albers on the run, up against the net, down for the kill, West Fork. Blockers were there to meet her right at the net and fire it down. 11-9 Warhawks, 4 points away. Would be a crucial win over a Class 3A opponent if West Fork is able to get this done. Albers, it hit the antenna, so that is a point to West Fork. And it's 12-9 Warhawks. And a timeout has been called. West Fork 12, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 9 in set 5. We'll take it as well. Twelve to 9, West Fork on top of Hampton-Dumont-CAL here in set 5. One of the most intense matches that either of these teams might be playing all season long. Here comes a serve by Winfrey of West Fork. 3 points away are the Warhawks. Here's a set from Schoening left side. Rother is going out of bounds. Up in the air. It'll be free balled by Albers. She gets it over. Schoening. Right side set into the net. Misfired by Martinez. 12 to 10 is the West Fork lead. Morton to the bench for Hampton-Dumont-CAL. Kenley Hansen is back in and she serves. It goes over. Schoening sets a left Rother. Through the blockers, that's a kill. And now West Fork is 2 points away. They lead at 13 to 12. Excuse me, 13 to 10. A 3-point Warhawk lead. Johnson serves. It goes over the net. Left side attack. And Cooper puts it over the blockers. Rother a swing. Dig by Alderts. Left side Albers just over top of the net. A wide open gap right in front of the net on West Fork's side of the court. And the Bulldogs are back to within 2. Landed on the Bulldog logo. And now Albers will serve. It goes over. Up in the air on the serve receive, and now a free ball from Schoening. Set left, it's Helskov too far out the back, and it's match point West Fork, 14 to 11. Now the Warhawks are on the verge of pulling off an epic victory. (14-11) Warhawks in set 5. One more point and they'll win it, and they've had their best server now, Huff, at the line. A diving serve receive is made by Albers. Huff sets up Schoening, looking for the win. Where's the call? Point West Fork. It was tipped by HD Cal. No, they're going to rule it Bulldog point. Emily Grayman looking for an explanation, trying to determine whether or not it was tipped. So we play on. 14-12 West Fork. Still match point for the Warhawks. The controversy starting to build here in set 5. Ildich serves, it goes over. Set left Schoening. Up in the air. Albers lays out, tries to return it, can't do it, and now West Fork wins it, 15-12. 15-12 in an amazing match. The Warhawks win it in 5. Postgame is next. West Fork 3, Hampton-Dumont-CAL 2 is the final score. The Warhawks end up spoiling opening night for the Bulldogs in their brand new gym. Set scores of 18-25, 25-22, 25-21, 22-25, 15-12. A fantastic night at the service line for West Fork's Zeta Huff with numerous aces, especially a lot of them in the final 3 sets to close it out. Abby Schoening was one of the key contributors in this one as well, mixing it up both offensively and defensively, showing some versatility from that setter position, being very offensive as well. Madison Helskov of Hampton-Dumont-CAL was one of the leading attackers for the Bulldogs. Maren Subert had a nice night in the middle hitter position as well, but the Bulldogs fall just short. They're now 0-1. They will return to action on Thursday, September 4th at St. Edmund. That match will be on 99 The Wave. West Fork is 1-0. They will return to action coming up on Saturday at a tournament at Gardner Hayfield, Ventura. I'll continue post-game coverage in just a moment on 104.9 KLMJ. Okay, you got me in that?
Yep.
All right. It's continuing coverage of high school volleyball on 104.9 KLMJ. West Fork defeats Hampton-Dumont-CAL 3-2 in an unbelievable match between Franklin County's high school volleyball teams. Warhawk head coach Emily Griman joins me right now. What's going through your mind right now after seeing what your team just did, being absolutely resilient, battling the ups and downs in this one, and coming out with the opening night victory?
I'm just so proud of them. They've worked so hard, and we do have a different group coming in this year. We have a lot of new girls, and just for them to show up and trust each other and trust their training was huge. I'm just so proud of their fight.
So definitely some highs and lows, as I had mentioned in this match. I think back to the third set, you get up to as many as 10-1 lead. Hampton-Dumont-CAL comes back they fight back and ultimately tie it up in set 3. Then we go to set 4. You guys are up by as many as 10 in that one, but unfortunately kind of let it slip away. What was kind of going through your mind after that fourth set? What were kind of some of those biggest factors you think in set 4 that kind of allowed things to kind of get away in that set to ultimately have to go to set 5, you think?
Yeah, I think we, as a team, we started to get a little complacent, I guess, where we were, and we were sitting back a little bit and not staying on our toes and moving as quick as we were before. So, I try to remind them, just dig deep, stay on your toes, trust yourself, trust your training, trust each other, just go for it. And we just kind of said, every time out, I said pretty much the same thing, just reminding them that, hey, you deserve to be here, you deserve to win, and they went out and they did it. So, proud of them.
And then when it comes to set 5, again, you build up a pretty big lead, and then it kind of slips away a little bit. HD Cal, makes it close. A couple of really close calls down the stretch. But what was your take on that 5th set, ultimately being able to close it out and take this one in epic fashion?
Yeah, set 5 is always a fight to the death. It's always going to go. Every point matters. Everything is just a little bit extra hype, a little bit extra intense. So for them to just dig deep and continue to fight through the whole thing was really huge for them. I think they needed that just to prove to themselves that they can and that they will. This is one of the first times that we've won a 5-set game, historically. So for them to go out there and to prove that to themselves, that's huge. And to do it the first game of the season, that makes me just so excited about what's to come.
Mm-hmm. Certainly everyone contributed, but a couple of standout players I want to ask about. I lost track of some of these stats, but Zeta Huff, I want to say, had double-digit aces, a totally insane number in a single match. Man, she was certainly an X factor tonight at that service line. What can you say about what she was able to do, play some of those serves and make it really tough on Hampton-Dumont-CAL?
She is one of the most consistent players out there. You will never know if something's bothering her. She just stays pretty even. I always say she has ice in her veins. She's just ready to go for it. So, she kept mixing it up a little bit with where she was putting it. And, we had confidence in her. She has confidence in her serve. And that showed tonight. Yeah, she did a phenomenal job serving tonight.
And then Abby Schoening, one of the senior leaders for the team, really kind of able to mix it up, from the setter position, does a great job of finding those teammates as well, but was able to be a really offensive setter, got a fair amount of kills herself tonight. What can you say about her, that versatility, being able to mix it up like that, keep opponents on their toes,
Yeah, she's just a light on the court, just straight fire out there. She is a returner from before. She was our setter last year. So for her to come in and to be that leader for others, she's going to bring the hype. She's going to want the ball. She wants to be out there. She's going to go get it. And so I'm just proud of her leadership and for her to do it all. She's always been a great hitter, just we haven't utilized her that way yet. And so it's really exciting to see her, really own that position and be able to do both for us and do a great job at it.
Mm-hmm. So certainly a couple key contributors there. Anyone else on your team you kind of want to recognize for their efforts here tonight? I suppose it's kind of a team effort when something like this takes place.
Oh, yeah. Well, honestly, all of them. I'm just so proud of our bench players. I'm proud of the girls out there for coming together, for trusting each other, for going and being able to pick each other up when we were down. And I want to give a shout out to our libero, Maddie Johnson. She busted her butt out there, just going for everything. And 5 sets is tough as a libero. So for her to go out there and do the thing, she did a great job. I'm just so proud of all of them. Good team win.
Mm-hmm. So again, opening night moves you to 1-0. Just what's your take on how this match can propel you guys forward into the season? I know you have a tournament at Garnet Hayfield Ventura on Saturday, but what are the biggest ways that this team can grow from tonight now that you're 1-0 on the season?
Yeah, I think, just continue to get faster, continue to stay disciplined, to trust ourselves, to have confidence. I think this night, I always tell them in order to build confidence, you have to get uncomfortable. And so getting in these situations where we do have a team that's going to fight back, that does make you get uncomfortable, and it puts you in that position to get better, to grow, to gain that confidence. So this win tonight was for them to set the stage, to say, hey, we can, and we're ready. And so just to continue to get a little bit better each day and just see what happens.
All right. Any final thoughts you'd like to share about your team here tonight?
Gosh, I just love this team. I'm so excited to see what this season brings us.
All right. That's West Fork volleyball coach Emily Griman joining me here on Radio on the Go Sports. Appreciate the time tonight, and congrats on this epic victory.
Thank you.
All right. Post-game coverage will continue in just a sec. All right. You got me?
Yes.
All right. It's continuing coverage of high school volleyball on 104.9 KLMJ, and being joined right now by Hampton-Dumont-CAL head coach Sarah Miller. Close loss, 3-2 here to West Fork here in the season opener. Man, what a battle this one was here tonight, Coach. Unfortunately, you guys fall just short, 15-12 there in set number 5. But I guess just to start off, I want to get your take on how this team was able to, battle some of the ups and downs, make this thing competitive, especially after falling down 2-1. Things weren't looking great in that 4th set. You're down by 10 points, but you guys still battle back and make this a really interesting match.
Yeah, it definitely comes, I would say, to our inconsistencies. Our communication wasn't always as strong as we needed it to be, and definitely our serve reception was off big time tonight. We have to go back in the gym and really be working on creating those angles and creating those opportunities for our setters to run our offense. But I want to also give credit. Like, we were, I think, down by 9 at one point in time and had come back and battled. So our drive is there, our want is there. And we have a young team, but I don't think that should be the excuse. I think we just have to keep on working on those fundamentals and making sure that we're putting everything together. The leadership of my captains right now, I think that's strong. I think the other girls really are feeding into their leadership, and I think they really are looking at them. So we just got to make sure that we're staying positive, that we're staying up and celebrating big. Like I said, the communication, though, and just really our serve reception, we have to keep that being consistent. But, yeah, we put ourselves in those big holes, and then, unfortunately, we've got to dig ourselves out. If we stop eliminating and not doing that, then obviously we've got that game. So I knew, West Fork coming in, it's always a big battle with them, a great, close rivalry, and just the support from our communities, from both communities, is amazing. So great competition. Obviously, it's fun. Not fun coming on the losing end of it, but we definitely have a lot of things to work on, and that gives us a starting point, and we'll get better each day.
Yeah, you bet. And it seemed like a fairly large factor in this one was the serving. I know you guys, missed a decent amount of serves that, maybe could have made quite a bit of a difference. What's kind of the take on? I know serving is kind of something that you kind of grow throughout the season on, but what's kind of the mindset of that right now as you're just getting going here, late August? Certainly some things to clean up from that perspective, but I guess what kind of comes to mind there?
Yeah, I think we just have to keep on getting our reps in and be purposeful with that, making sure that we are really contacting that ball where we need it to be, and make sure that we're not, we're keeping that high elbow. Like I said, just comes back to those basics. And I think the confidence too. We got to take a deep breath when we're back there, relax, really focus and what our job is, and hit our spots. But ultimately, they've got to have confidence. They got to believe in each other. They got to believe in themselves.
Last week when we talked about some of your big leaders on the team, your junior class, of course. Maren Subert seemed like she had a heck of a match in the middle hitter position tonight as well. Man, she had some big swings. It seemed like she really caught some of the West Fork players off guard with how hard she was able to hit the ball. And when it comes to, having a middle like that can really change a game. What have you kind of seen from her as she's getting going here in this season and really providing a spark there in the middle?
Yeah, definitely fun to watch that connection between her and Kenley. And we told our passers they got to do their job. They got to put that ball in the spot that we need it so that Maren can continue to get those sets and we can run that offense. They've worked really hard in practice to making sure that connection between them is good. I had kind of shared, that JV last year, they had that great connection. So it's nice to see that carry over. But we just got to do a better job of getting our passes to be consistent and to target so that we can continue to run those offenses.
Mm-hmm. When it comes to the way your team battled, though, in set 4, I believe you were down by 10. I think it was like 15-5 or something like that. So to be able to battle back and win a set like that, what does that say about this team's resiliency? I have to imagine that gives you guys a little bit of potential moving forward here throughout the season to be able to battle back in some of those situations, despite being a really young team.
Definitely is a positive, yes, but unfortunately, you don't want to put yourself in that position. Let's make sure that we're on point and doing the things that we need to do before we get into that. West Fork has that really good server. She was the one that was really putting us doing those short serves, and we just were not adjusting like we needed to. I think we were just double thinking. We were just late. So we just have to make sure that we're being consistent. And not get ourselves in those holes that we have to battle out. But yes, it shows the heart, right? It shows the heart, the want. Yeah, we're young, but we understand that what we want as a Bulldog program, and so we have to it takes all of us to build on that and make sure that we're reaching that goal.
You bet. A little bit of a slow ramp up into this season. Your first 3 matches, they all have a week between before things start to ramp up a little bit down the stretch of the season. But when it comes to these first few weeks, now that you got a match under your belt, St. Edmund, Clarion Goldfield Dow is kind of on the horizon for you guys. What kind of comes to mind as far as, how you guys can use these next couple weeks to continue to grow as a team? What kind of comes to mind there?
Definitely we just need to get a lot of reps, really focusing on those fundamentals. I keep on saying that, but I think that truly is key. Our communication has to be better. We've got to make sure that we're playing as a unit, and honestly, we have a lot of spots that's open right now. I threw in some different players, and some's going to have, some are going to be on, some are going to be off. We just have to hold that consistency. And I think that the girls have to just keep on battling in practice and just kind of show who wants to be out there, which of the lineup works best, which one's the most powerful. We got to make sure that our serve receives, the ones that are weak, we got to fix those. And do we need to change around some people? Can I throw in some different ideas? So I think it just gives us some really good time just to be reflective and try some different things out and keep putting things together so that we're ready to compete.
All right. Any final thoughts you would like to share here tonight?
No, I just, obviously new gym, fantastic. Love the support from both communities. Wonderful space. It's so amazing to be in here. So I just think that it's a really special moment for our program.
All right. That's Hampton-Dumont-CAL volleyball coach Sarah Miller here on Radio on the Go Sports. Thank you so much for the time here tonight.
Thank you so much.
All right. West Fork wins it 3-2 on 104.9 KLMJ. I'm John Molenkel saying good night from the Hampton-Dumont-CAL gym.